All right, welcome to how to connect to different data sources in Tableau. I'm going to show you how to connect to 4 different text files, and so let's begin. So Tableau is already open, and so I'm going to just go ahead and click on text file. I'm going to use this Gapminder world data. If you're interested in creating a visualization that shows income by life expectancy over several years from 1800 until 2018. I'll throw that link in the description, but for now I'm just going to focus on how to actually connect these 4 separate data sources. So what you need to do is just choose a primary source. So I'm just going to choose an income per person. So I chose income per person, and if you see what comes up, there's some kind of messy data. This is actually the years. So I'm just going to use data interpreter here to have Tableau kind of clean up the data for me. If you see country is down here, and these are actually years 1800 all the way until 2018. So I need to make these into years. So what I'm going to do is pivot the data. So I'm going to select all this data over here, and then select pivot, and that's going to associate these years with the country down here. But I need to recreate these, I need to rename these fields so that they're consistent across all my data sources. So country, this field name is year, and I'm going to call this income. So basically the country and the year are going to be consistent across different data sets. All right, so now I'm going to add another data text file. So I'm going to add countries up here. When you add the text file, sometimes it doesn't show up in the back end of the data. So you need to go to your worksheet and then click countries total, and then you can actually see what's going on. So again, we need a commonality across the data sets. So these are the countries, and in my income, this is the country as well. So as long as these countries are named the same, like Afghanistan is spelled the same as it is in this data set, if you call it country, Tableau will automatically just know that those are countries and that they're linked through this field. But you have to actually name it. So in the back end, this title is just name. So I'm just going to name it country. Okay, now we have 2 different data sources up here. So if you go to sheet 1, you can see that. So now we'll add another one just for fun. Text file, we'll do life expectancy. Again, this data looks a little messy. I'm going to just click data interpreter. Now we see the year. We also have country here. So instead of just pivoting this, just for the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to leave this as country because all we need is one similar data point to connect everything. So again, we're going to go with country here. And then if we, you need to pivot the data so it doesn't look like this, but that's not the point of the video. And then if we go to another, let's add a 4th one, population. And if we go back, select population, clean the data. Again, we have country, it's spelled the same. All these are spelled the same here. So if you go up here, you see countries total, income per person, life expectancy, and population. So basically what you need to do is just start using something. So country, open that. You can see the data was generated by country. If you go up here to life expectancy, you can see that this little orange link. So basically Tableau has kind of already linked our data for us, but if you if you find something where you're trying to use the data and you will switch between the data sources, the databases, and you'll probably see a little blue um, link chain, basically, this little icon. And what you need to do is just click that, and then that means the data is connected. So if you go up here again, you might see something like this little blue. You just click that, it's connected, and then down here, you just kind of say, here you go, connected. So the population up here is kind of the primary. So basically everything is linked to country. So country here, country here, country here, and country here. And that's really all you have to do to link your data sets. Also, if you go to data, you can go to data up here, edit blend relationships. And this says the primary data source is the population total. So if you click down here, you can go to these custom relationships. And if you go to edit, primary data source field, country, and this matches country. So if Tableau doesn't do this automatically and you click this little blue and make it orange relationship icon, just go to the edit data blend, click your primary data source population, and if we're going to connect the data by country, go down into countries total, whatever your custom relationship here is, edit, and then you can just say these match. So country does not match country code, so it won't be linked. Country does not match region or region code. Country matches the country here. And if these aren't named the same, then you just have to connect them like that. I would highly recommend naming them the same for ease. Then you go here, you can go to custom, edit, primary data source field is country, secondary data source field country. There's also a year relationship, so you could create that by year as well across these data sets, so it's really up to you. A lot of times people do things like ID, product ID, or whatever. So totally up to you and how you connect it, but I like, in the newer versions of Tableau, it has this little link and it makes things pretty easy. All you have to do is just make sure that your data has at least one field here, so that you can add everything and connect everything. And then you can use data across your sheets. Okay, so that's how you connect the data. Let me know if you have any questions, and happy visualizing.